borderline personality disorder. Apparently we're live. It only took way too long to set this. I hate trying to live stream on YouTube. I cannot stand it. For so many reasons. Setting it up's just a pain in the ass. It really shouldn't be. It should be easy. You should be able to just set it up quite easily. So I did a live stream yesterday, but I didn't really feel like it was a very good live stream, so we're do this one today where most of my target audience is already in bed and not on YouTube. Then I won't feel the stress because no one will be watching, so that works. It helps out, I guess. I have no idea if you can actually see or hear me because YouTube does not give me that information. So if you can't, well, I'm sorry. Not much I can do about it unless I know you can't see or hear me. But I don't think anybody's going to be watching anyway because, like I said, my target audience is already in bed. I would have gotten this going sooner, but damn YouTube and its complicated ways of setting up a live stream make it a pain in the ass to get anything going. So here we are. This is actually the Power Bill fundraising live stream event here. See if we can get some donations so that we can keep the lights on, because without power there can be no videos, unfortunately. I wish I could do it without power. I've tried to figure that out. I have not yet figured it out. So as some of you probably can tell, I'm in a different area than normal. And it's been a lot of trouble with the studio area. So for the moment I'm just filming wherever I can find a spot to film. That will change eventually. So yeah, things have been up in the air as far as, well, the studio, work, electricity, all those things. It just sent me into a depression, which depression never helps anybody. But what are you going to do, right? I mean, really. I mean, if any of you know, then please let me know. I have no clue. I know all the things that you're supposed to do when you're depressed. You're supposed to just trudge on through it, not let it get you down. I even know that dwelling on it, being depressed, is counterproductive. There's no point in it. Being depressed does not help anything. It's not going to fix the situation at all. It won't change the situation. Depression's one of those things that it is. I mean, I realize that being depressed isn't going to change it, isn't going to help anything. It doesn't mean that I cannot be depressed, though. It doesn't snap me out of the depression. So yeah, I know all the right things to say to help somebody that's going through depression, but when it comes to my own depression, I'm no better at snapping myself out of it than anybody else. I try, I really do. The problem is that depression's not something you can really fight. There's no way I've found to fight it off. I can distract myself. That will maybe help a little bit, lessen it. But as far as just actually fighting it off, there's no magical cure. Maybe alcohol. Even alcohol is only a short-term band-aid to the problem. I don't know if any of you out there have any ways that you deal with your depression that actually works. Go ahead and let us all know. I'm sure we could all use the advice. I tend to just find myself immobilized, laying in bed, desperately wishing that I could not feel the way I do, but feeling it anyways, unable to do anything about it. That's just me, though. I want to say hi to our 2 viewers out there. Hi, thanks for joining me. This really is the worst time for a live stream, though. I mean, honestly, I wasn't joking when I said that my target audience is in bed already. I did not intentionally mean to do this live stream so late. It was kind of a last-minute decision. The problem I had with my live stream yesterday was I didn't have the confidence for it, because believe it or not, I'm not as confident as all of you may think that I am. When I do my Mr. BPD videos, I mean, hell yeah, I'm confident, but I have complete control over it. And I get to edit it and make it look however I want. Live stream, I don't have that ability. If I screw up here, I don't really get to redo it. I got 3 now, woohoo! Yay, let's keep going. Good times. I can't complain about that. Are we back? I hope we're back. I'm going to assume we're back, but it says we have no people watching anymore, but that wouldn't surprise me because we were gone. Okay. I really have no idea if this thing's even working right now. Alright, I'm going to hope it's working. It says it's working. Hopefully that will be the only interruption that we get. It's annoying. I was up to 5 people. We had 5 people. It was going good, and then YouTube had to drop the ball there. Should I blame YouTube, or should I blame the shitty country that, or not country, but county that I live in for their shitty internet? I'll blame both. YouTube's trying to censor people. It's annoying. Okay. So if any of you make a comment and it does not show up for some reason, it's probably because YouTube wants to censor it. I will try to unblock that as much as possible. I think it's a bunch of bullshit that YouTube tries to say what you can and cannot say. I have not figured out how to turn off their little censoring thing, though. See, we lost all our viewers because of that whole stupid YouTube dropping the ball. It's because YouTube doesn't want me to succeed. That's what it is. It's a conspiracy against people with BPD, especially males. There is a good chance that I'm going to set off the smoke detector at some point during this live stream. If it happens, do not be alarmed. The smoke detector is right above my head. Why? Why not? I mean, why wouldn't it be? Really? It's the kind of life I have. I don't even want the damn thing. Me personally, if there's a fire, I want to sleep through that sumbitch. That's just me. That whole thing threw me off. Where was I? We were talking about something. Live streaming or ridiculous things, who knows? I think we were talking about depression. Or had we covered that already? Huh. Anyway, we'll just move on. Life's been fairly ridiculous. Yep, fairly ridiculous. I get a job so that... And you gotta understand, I hate jobs. I think jobs are slavery. We have no choice but to work. Our alternative is to starve and die. For any of you that say, well, you could go live off the land, no, you can't, because the government owns all the land. I would do that if I could, but I can't. No matter where I live, I'm going to have to pay to live wherever I'm living. Even if I go out into the woods, eventually they'll find me, and then I'll get sued for being on their land. Since they stole this land anyway, they're pretty damn protective over it now. So no matter what, you have to work. Since I have no choice in the matter, I consider it to be slavery, a form of slavery. And I try as much as possible not to partake in it. And at least to try to do it on my own terms as much as possible. I'd been doing okay with that for about 3 years. But it came down to where I had to get a job or else I'd lose power. And without power, I can't do videos. If I can't do videos, then, well, all of you would suffer, and I don't want all of you to suffer. So I did the unthinkable. I went out there and I got a damn job. Only to have that job have 0 hours. What are the odds of that? It's perfect for me. I have a job that has 0 hours. Perfect. Not so perfect for the whole power situation. Because unfortunately, jobs with 0 hours don't pay. I just find that situation to be ridiculous. Since I have a job, I can't get unemployment. Also, I didn't work enough to get unemployment. You don't get benefits when you have a job with no hours. I think that's why they haven't actually fired me. They can't afford me. But if they were to fire me, then I could possibly get unemployment. Cunning bastards. So that's where I'm at. To make matters even more ridiculous, I have roommates. My roommates are perfectly capable of paying the bill, yet they're in some kind of feud where doing that would be against the. They both dug their heels into the sand, whatever, and are refusing to budge and don't want to pay the power bill because that would compromise whatever fucking position that they're in right at the moment. Just, yeah, it bothers me a bit. It's a cooking job. I was cooking. Which, that's ridiculous too. This is probably why I have no hours. Because I'm not a cook. Yet I was working as a cook. I was faking it. Maybe they just caught on that I couldn't cook worth shit. And that's why I have no hours. Then again, when I was there, I only had like maybe one person a shift to cook for. And that was usually the owner. There were no customers. I mean, I believe that they can't afford anybody because I don't even know how they're open. I'm pretty sure they're doing some kind of shady drug dealing or something. And the restaurant's just a front. But I didn't say that. Have I tried to contact the little lady in my life? Oh, no. No, no, no. I thought about that and decided it was probably in her best interest that I don't. Don't set off the smoke detector. Why am I blowing it up? I just said it sounds like a front for drugs. But no, I was thinking about it, and my intentions for contacting her would not have been. I was trying to lie to myself and say that I wanted to contact her to give her some kind of resolution, some kind of closure for the situation, to let her know that there was a reason for the way that I was. But after thinking about it, really analyzing, I don't think it had anything to do with her or giving her closure. I think it was just a way to get back into her life. Which is one thing that us individuals with BPD have been known to do, is find ways to get back into people's lives. So if I wasn't doing it for her and I was just doing it to get back into her life, then I really haven't changed at all, and I'm still the same prick dick that I was back then, so I shouldn't contact her. Was the conclusion that I came up with. Yeah, it is what it is. Also, I looked her up and she's gotten fat, so. Yeah, she's let herself go over the last few years, apparently. Also, when I looked her up and I saw her pictures, in every picture she had this bitch face. I don't know, it's just this face. I don't think I like her as much as I think I like her. I think I romanticize it a lot, but there was a reason we broke up. Bitch face is probably one of the main reasons. Probably just I mean, if looking at her photograph was pissing me off, it's probably not a good thing to go and see her in person or talk to her in person. Love is, I don't want to be cliche, but no, love sucks. Love's horrible. Love is not nice. Love is a big lie, in my opinion. It's just a way of making irrational decisions, letting people walk all over you, and eventually being hurt. No, I cannot be friends with females. I don't do that. I can't be friends with them. I mean, we're either going to be in a relationship or I really have no reason to be friends. I don't get along with most females. I I mean there's a few. I mean I guess I'm friends with a few of them, but in general no. And an ex definitely not. It's just there's too much being in a relationship and then just being the friend on the sidelines. I can't handle that transition. I still always think of myself as the main guy in their life. No, see, if I were to get into I want to do a relationship like a contract, like a business deal, where before we even do anything, we know what each other wants. You know, this is what I'm going to do for you. This is what you're going to do for me. This is what I won't put up with. This is what they won't put up with. And then we just keep to our deal, and there'll be none of this bullshit. Because the problem is, you get into a relationship, and then neither one of you knows what the other one really wants, and so you guess about it, and then you start trying to change the things in them that you don't like, and they do the same to you, and it turns into a big fuck fest. I think if it's all just if you talk it over before you even get into a relationship, I think it would save a lot. I mean, if they just know exactly what I want, I know exactly what they want, and then we just keep to that agreement. So, how long does it usually take for someone with BPD to show their true self? I have no idea. I can't speak for everybody with BPD. I can only speak for myself, and as far as I'm concerned, I show my true self right away. I don't see that I ever not show my true self. I mean, I don't go into it to manipulate. I don't pretend to be something I'm not. I just they just generally don't pick up on certain things. They're so wowed and amazed with the attention they're getting that they usually don't see the subtle little signs that I might not, that I might be, a little bit crazy. The constant attention's all cute when you first start dating. It's once you get into a relationship that it starts to get scary and creepy, I guess. I don't know. I always try to be myself. I mean, all these relationships I've gotten into, it's always the things that they were attracted to that they seem to want to start to change after we've been together for a while. That wild side I have. They want to change that after we've been together, but that's the reason why they got with me in the first place. And or my bluntness. I don't know. It's just, they seem to always want to change. The women I've been with, at least, always want to change the things that apparently were what attracted them to me in the first place. I don't get it. So, and then normally the thing that annoys me about them is they just don't shut the fuck up. No, that's me. I don't really mean that. They just don't stop nagging. It's nagging, nagging, nagging. That's what bugs me, is the nagging. And the no compromising, I mean, this is just women I've been with, not all women, of course, but the ones I've been with, just the constant nagging, it's got to be their way, there's just no middle ground. And the trying to change me, I mean, I hate that. I don't understand why you get with somebody and then try to change them. And it should be our differences that we like. And you can't change anybody anyway. Why the fuck get with them if you want to change them? That's something. Maybe the women out there could answer that one for me, because I think a lot of women do that. They try to change men once they get together. If you can explain why, I'd love to know. Since I've been so dogging on the women, I guess I can say some of my flaws in a relationship. Make it a little even. I know my flaw, one thing that I do that's bad, is I start, like the chick I was talking about earlier, the love of my life, supposedly. When I don't romanticize it and I look at it the way it was, yeah, the chase. I mean, when I was chasing her was the best part, and I never thought I'd get her. And then once I got her, it was amazing. It was great. It didn't take long, though, after getting her, that I completely forgot that whole love of my life stuff. And all of a sudden, it just became that she was going to be there forever, and I didn't doubt it, and I took her for granted and didn't appreciate it. And that was probably one of my biggest flaws. It's still probably one of my big flaws, is I don't appreciate people the way I should. I've gotten better at it, but I tend to forget that if you just treat people like shit, they're not going to want to be around you. And so when making friends, getting into a relationship, I really pay attention to them, make sure that I, meet their needs. Yet once we're friends, once we're in a relationship, I tend to just completely forget about them altogether and just focus on my needs. Now that comment kind of reinforces what I just said. I think people with BPD are afraid of making mistakes at first, and yeah, they're not trying to deceive. I agree. I think there's a little bit of, I don't know if it's deceit, but just for myself, I find that I will be interested in what they're interested, like what they like, that kind of thing, just so that it makes us better friends, or we have more in common when I might not actually feel that way. Didn't you doubt it wouldn't be forever? No, I did not. That's why her leaving completely blindsided me. I mean, we both said it would last forever. I took her at her word. That was my fault. Because people say that all the time. I'll love you forever, but they never mean it. It's always, I'll love you until. I mean, when I tell somebody I love them forever, I will love them forever. But I'm just really stubborn too. I might not love them, but I'll force myself to at least think I'm in love so that I don't break my word. Stubbornness, it's great. Oh, I protected myself plenty. I double wrap sometimes. Fucking some chicks you got to. It's horrible. Ooh, we're up to 5 viewers. Woohoo! Keep it coming. Completely lost what I was saying there. All right, I got distracted by the 5 viewers. So I've come up with an idea for live stream. I really should run this past the person that I'm. Screw it. They'll find out eventually. So I have this friend. Well, not really a friend. A frenemy. Isn't that a word? Frenemy? And it's a friend, enemy. Anyway, this individual is one of the most unique people I've ever met. And our relationship is quite. We're polar opposites. I have BPD, and this individual is a raging narcissist that sometimes will admit it, most of the time won't. I think the greatest live stream of all would be between the two of us, though, because we're just such polar opposites. And this guy is just fucking insane. So I'm going to work on. I mean, we had a falling out, but like I said, he's a narcissist. I'm sure he'd love to be on camera. So yeah, look for that in the future. Let's see, what else do I got here? Oh, I have notes. I took notes. I wrote down shit I could talk about if I ran out of shit to talk about. Oh, protecting my feelings. I don't know how to protect my feelings. I wear my feelings on my sleeve or something, is what they say, or I say. Oh, wow. All of this stuff is way better than what I've been talking about. Those are some damn good notes. Good talking points. So, fuck them, right? We don't need them. Live streaming, it's so fun. Alright, so one of the things I wrote down there is that loneliness can fuck with your head. Which, I don't know about any of you, but I'm alone all the time. Even in a group of people, I'm alone. I believe I'm an island to myself. And oddly enough, nobody ever wants to, like, hear what I have to say about anything. I think that's why I do this whole YouTube thing, because for some reason all of you like to listen to my babblings, but the people in my actual life don't want to hear about it at all. So I really have nothing to say to the people in my life, because all the things I could say they don't want to hear about anyway. So that fucks with my head occasionally. And now that I've figured out this whole live streaming thing, whenever I'm feeling down and lonely and all depressed, I can just do a live stream and I'll have all of you to tell me great, nice things. Sporadic memory loss and BPD. I think there's selective memory loss. Or maybe that's just blackouts. I don't know. I used to have memory loss when I would get in these really bad rages, but I was a raging alcoholic too, so those could have just been blackouts. And then there were some things that I just didn't want to remember. So I convinced myself I couldn't remember them. If I told myself I didn't remember it enough, then eventually I wouldn't remember it. But I think, yeah, all my memory loss has either been deliberate or been drug, alcohol induced, I think. But then again, if I did have memory loss that was not drug and alcohol induced, it was not purposeful, how the hell would I know that I had it? Because I wouldn't remember it. So I don't know. If I ever have memory loss that I remember that I had lost, then I'll let you know. I'm not around enough people for anybody to let me know about things I might have memory loss on. Because, yeah, I spend most of my time alone, 90 some odd % of my time alone. I'm trying to respond to that comment. Yeah, I think the answer to that one would be the same as my memory loss one. I don't really know because I don't have anybody to tell me what might have been reality or what's really going on because I spend most of my time alone. Maybe I need to stop spending all my time alone. That usually is a bad idea too, though. Oh, I feel numb. Yeah, I get that. I'll just kind of fade off for hours on end sometimes. A lot lately since I've been dealing with this power situation. I've been spending a lot of my days just staring at walls. Not really staring at the wall, not really thinking of anything, just zoning out. I don't know where I go when I do that, but yeah, I'll zone out occasionally. Now, if your ex says she felt hollow, then that seems like a problem of hers. Doesn't everybody feel hollow, though? I don't know. I feel hollow at times. A lot of times I just don't feel like I exist at all. Like, I mean, I know I'm here, but I just don't feel like there's really anything behind my functioning. It's just repetitive, going through the motions, autopilot crap. The only time I really felt connected is when I was pissed off, when I'd be angry. Then I feel really in the moment, very focused. Unfortunately, nobody likes me being angry, so I can't ever feel that feeling anymore. Now I go so out of my way to not get angry, it's ridiculous. I used to say I was an enigma wrapped in something. I don't know. It was from a movie. It sounded a lot like what you just said, though. I can't remember the movie, though. It's a good movie, I think. Or else it's a shitty movie, and that's why I can't remember the name of it. But yes, I agree. Now it's going to drive me nuts trying to think of what movie that's out of. Ah, thanks a lot. That way to drive me nuts for the rest of the night. Yep, definitely going to drive me nuts. Ooh, dead air. Dead air is no good. Let's see what other crap we wrote down here. Fear, people, pain, suffering, alone, life, bullshit, field, time, loneliness. Almost sounds poetic. I think it's just random words, though, thrown together. Yep, that's it. Guess those notes weren't really that good after all. I thought those were good notes. Those notes are shit. I would be a horrible DBT counselor. I can't stand DBT. I highly recommend it. Well, if I'm doing a video, I would highly recommend it. But I mean, if we're just talking, I hate DBT. I can't stand it. I believe the principles are all right. I do believe that we have to rethink things. But there's nowhere to go. I live out in the woods. I can get out all I want. I'm not gonna see people. I'm outside all the time. I'm just not around people. Um, okay, I'm not really in the middle of the woods, but I'm definitely far enough away from what you would actually call a town. And the nearest people are, I mean, I've got some neighbors and stuff that are close by, but to actually go out to something, like to go to a movie or go to a restaurant, get gas, anything like that is about 30 miles away from where I'm at. I tend not to go there because by the time I get there, I'm already just bored and want to go back home. That's what makes this whole job situation such a pain in the ass, because it's hey, I would like to learn to do that properly. Yeah. Oh, what was I saying? Oh, something about 30 miles. Yeah. It's just the job situation's a pain in the ass because right now I have a vehicle, but it doesn't run. So a running vehicle or a non-running vehicle is a lot like a job that has no hours. Most of the time it won't start. When I do get it started, it won't stay running for long. It's just not very trustworthy. It's not trustworthy enough that I want to try to take it anywhere away from the house. Once I get it fixed, then yeah, I'll be able to. Jobs will be easier, but right now trying to get to a job is a pain in the ass because, like I said, it's a 30-mile trip. The restaurant I was working at, or the bar I was working at where I was cooking, was actually within walking distance. That's probably why they don't get any business, though, is because we're so far out in the middle of nowhere that just nobody would go in there. I mean, we are in between two major towns, but they're both 30 miles in either direction. Oh, I'm giving out too much information. Certain people might be able to figure out where I live if I give out too much information. Not like that would help them, because I mean, you could find the location, but still trying to find the house would be next to impossible. Which is nice. I do like where I live. I just wish I had a vehicle. Because it's secluded and lots of land, secluded. You don't have to worry about people. I hated living in town, or even worse, living in the city, where your neighbors are just right there. Very annoying. Ah, you're trying to figure out where I live. I knew it. I live in Oregon, or as some like to say, Oregon, but I pronounce it Oregon. Ooh, we have 6 viewers. Yay. Well, sadly, I am out of things to say. I think it would be better to do this live stream. Not to insult any of you that are watching. I thank all of you that are watching right now. But as I stated earlier, my target audience is all in bed. Most of them, except for these 6, or you 6. It is. It is actually cool. In a literal sense, the weather is cool all year round. It stays between 50 and like 65. So it's nice. My depression is depressing. And I'm sorry you're tuning in late too, but you can go back and watch it. Because I'm just about to sign off. Because there's only so long I can ramble incoherently. And I do believe that I've reached that point. But I will be doing a live stream again very soon. So be on the lookout for that. I know I would be. Until next time, keep on keeping on.